I think that we live in the most intense but beautiful time. I don't know, maybe there was a more intense time before when there was battle all the time and everything like that, but psychologically, what a time to be alive right now. And honestly, I think that if you're watching this, you probably are here for something really great and really important. And your soul is like, how do I get there? How do I get through the mud? How do I climb out of this? Like, I keep seeing like a cliff edge and just like climbing up it. And then soon there will be flat ground. And I think so many of us are almost there. Like, we've been putting in the work, we've been cleaning up our diet, we've been becoming more aware of our thoughts, we've been like becoming aware that there's control going on in our society, in our world, that has been limiting us from experiencing what our soul is capable of. And so I think we're so close. I think that the earth is supporting those who are ready to move into the new earth, and some are just not ready. Some won't be compatible for the new earth because they are just so deep in that control, right? And the control is like, in a lot of ways, it's through addiction. And so many of us, and like myself included, have experienced addiction, like with social media, with the news, obviously with alcohol or substances, or just like negative thought patterns. Like, we're just on these loops, and it's so challenging sometimes to get off of it and out of it and into this like place that people talk about where it's bliss and freedom and abundance and health and everything, but that is available to you. And so I encourage you just to check right now and look at your life force energy. Look at your cup. How full is your cup? Are you feeling full, or are you feeling depleted? And two things: what's depleting it, and how do you fill it up? I've been asking myself that recently, especially over the past week, since I've received this like visual of this life force energy within a cup, or for me it's like a stone bath. But I have been like, okay, honestly, what fills my cup? Not what I think fills my cup, not what I've been like conditioned to believe fills my cup, and consciously choosing those things over falling into the traps of normal addictions. And so I think when you're able to break free from all of this and clean up your thoughts, your energy, your field, your diet, like your diet does matter. So I've gone down many paths in this human experience so far with that topic. I went down the path of just like, not knowing much about nutrition, just like eating whatever, vegetarian, but eating enough to be like an athlete and stuff. And then when I got chronically ill and I had all this acne and bloating and like all this stuff, I was like, okay, I got to figure out a way to heal my body. And the best that I ever felt was when I ate all plants. And I'm not saying go vegan or plant-based, or I'm not saying anything like that, but that was what my intuition was telling me. I cleaned up my diet. And then I remember being in that place, in that state, and being like, I can never let anything that's like toxin and poison back into my body. Like, I feel so clear. I was like, this is the key. Like, this is the secret, and it's so available to us. Like, it's in the store. We just go and we buy organic foods, real whole foods. And then I was like having this clarity and this like connection with nature and trees, and like my soul was able to like come through clearly, and it was like the clouds had cleared, my acne had cleared, my body shape had changed, like everything was different. And I was like, wow, like we really are, so much of the control is coming through the toxins that we're consuming. And not only did I like change my entire diet at that time, but I also got rid of all my toxic perfumes. I was in college at this time, so I had like all those Victoria's Secret ones and like all these like really cheap, really toxic ones, and toxic cosmetics. And like, I would love to at some point, I'm kind of moving towards it, but have organic clothing, like material, organic, bamboo and cotton and all of that, because your clothing plays a part too. The synthetic fibers, the plastics and stuff are absorbed into your skin. And okay, so with all that being said, I've also experienced like going down the path so much of trying to heal my body and listening to all the things my doctor was saying, which she's great and amazing and functional MD, like went both routes with me and healed me in a lot of ways, or helped me heal in a lot of ways. But I got to the point where I was like, I cannot restrict anymore. I was like, I'm sure there's another way. And I do believe as well, like you get to choose. You get to choose like if something is good for you or bad for you. And by looking at something, and when you have so much knowledge about it and you're saying that's bad, then it's gonna for sure be bad. But you can energetically protect yourself too. And so I'm not saying that you have to change your entire diet and only eat bananas and whole foods and eggs from the pasture raised area. I don't know. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying look at all the ways that you're being poisoned and controlled and all your addictions. Look at those. Look at where you're being drained. Look at, the way that the people around you are experiencing that too, because we're all human. Well, we're having a human experience. And who we surround ourselves and what they're going through and their level of awareness also will affect ours, because sometimes, like the people that we love, we cannot be that expanded version of ourselves, or maybe we can, we just haven't found how to do that yet around them. And so it's really important to find people who expand you and allow you to expand. In the dating world, I've met a lot of wonderful people, and like someone I remember just trying to expand with them, and they just kept being like, what are you talking about? And I would just have to go back to like being small. Like we couldn't be in that space. And not like nothing is better, or it's not like my consciousness is better than his, because I also saw like a lot of beauty in his, where he was just like not in a place where it seemed like he had a lot of trauma in his life or a lot of hardship that made him have to go searching for the meaning of life and all of this. And he was just kind of experiencing a human experience of like floating through time. And I think that is beautiful too. But probably if you're here, you've gone through some tough shit and you're like, okay, I've gone through some tough shit. My soul chose that I had to go through this tough shit so that I would deeply, deeply have these experiences of remembering the truth of who I am. Sorry, I'm seeing something odd in the distance. And so I think that today's message is just like, wake the fuck up. I'm sorry, but that's what I'm feeling. Like, I'm like, okay, enough. Like, I have the answers. I know what has to be done. I know that I don't need this surgery to fix my sinuses and my tonsils and all of that. Like, I know how to heal the body because I've done it before. I know how to feel extreme clarity, to have my soul come through. I know how to choose within the quantum field the reality that I want. I know that we have our free will. Our mind chooses, we have our soul knows, and we have our body. Our body is the one that is experiencing all of this, the one that is giving us this human experience. And so we're all equal, the three of us. Construction? Sounds like a giant basketball. And so yeah, I think that I was reading something and it's like, it was talking about the apocalypse on Earth, and it's really just related to the addiction. And if you can just be so honest with yourself, like, okay, where am I addicted and distracting myself and wasting my life? We waste so much time on certain things. A lot of us in social media, like, it's sad, but we're not victims of it. We chose to be here, but it in a way is sad that we were given technology, some of us at a really young age, some of us in our teens, some of us later, but we were given this technology, and like as our brain is developing, we're in this world of like comparison and all this stuff. And so there's no comparing I found so much freedom and expansion in this other day. There's no comparing yourself to others. Like you cannot manifest your soul's path and the things that you truly want when you're in that place of comparing yourself to others. So just compare yourself to your own self in a way. Or I guess I could explain that better. Are you doing your best? Are you doing your best? And no, don't go off of like what other people have told you, your parents told you, like you can work harder. No, not that. You know, maybe you just need more rest right now. We talk about rest a lot on here right now. Maybe you need more rest right now. And so when you look at your body and you have compassion for your body and yourself, and you say, okay, like, yeah, I've been resting and like I've only been working this capacity, but that's my best. And I am giving my best also to my body by resting. And so just going from that place and only comparing to your own experience is how you set yourself free. Stop comparing yourself to other people and where they're at and how many followers they have and how many, you know, how much money they have and how healthy they are and how they have a perfect husband or how they have the perfect wife or whatever it is, the comparison that you've maybe caught yourself doing. All of us have compared ourselves at some point. It's all you. And this is all a reflection of you. We're all a reflection of each other. You're here right now for some reason because what I'm saying, what I'm channeling through is what you also are needing to hear. I believe that we're co-creating this experience and that we're magnetized to each other for a certain reason. And I think that that's beautiful. I think that Earth is so beautiful. I think like it's incredible. Like look what source energy and God created. Like it's beautiful. And I remember when I was starting to wake up and I was looking around and I was like, holy shit, this is wonderful. This is so incredible. How is it that, you know, if the gravitation pull was like 1% different, you know, we would just, the whole universe would collapse, or we would just like completely explode into nothingness. Like everything is perfect. And what you are going through right now is perfect. It is for you to experience the exact thing that you need to experience. And you get to choose when and how you wake up and set yourself free. I had this core belief that sorry about the large basketball construction noise. I had this belief that I became aware of the other day where I was walking and I was like thinking, I was like, wow, I've been believing that like it's too late for God source to support me. Like I know that he doesn't abandon us or I don't know, whatever you want to explain God as. I was like, yeah, I understand that God doesn't abandon us and that like we are God, we are an expression of God. I understand that, but I had a belief that like I had like fucked up too much and that I, you know, no longer would receive the blessings of what I wanted. And I was like, where did that come from? And I think it was, you know, just from childhood and things of being a child and doing bad things and, you know, getting in trouble. And so we have these silly beliefs within our subconscious that are controlling our whole life. And they come from, you know, when we're younger, when we're just absorbing what's around us, when we're experiencing things as a child, and also our traumas and things that happen when we're older. And so when we can look at our subconscious and look at our actual beliefs about something, like you say, I want this thing, what's coming up? What's coming up and telling you that you can't have it? That's not real. That's not real. That's stemming from something else. And so you get to choose, oh, actually, that's not real. That could alchemize it. You can do tapping on it, EFT tapping, which is really good for rewiring it. You can just go into brain retraining and neuroplasticity where you're like, okay, here's the old belief and I'm visualizing and feeling now this high vibrational self and future vision and, you know, neurons that fire together, wire together. So we're going to neutralize that and rewire the brain. But it's awareness, it's acceptance, it's letting go of how and why and what. It's letting go of comparison. It's cleaning up your thoughts, cleaning up your environment, cleaning up your diet, choosing the things that fill your cup, finding the things that cause leaks within your cup, your energy source. Like, where is that chi, that vital life force energy? Where is it, and how do you bring it back into your body? And it might work for somebody else, how they do it. Doesn't mean it's going to work for you. Everybody's journey is different. Everybody's healing journey is different. Everyone's diet should be different. What is it for you, and how do you find that? And it's from getting clear and listening and moving towards your curiosity. And maybe you've just been so robotic and so in this like matrix that you haven't even, like, you don't even remember what it's like to follow your curiosity. But just try it out. Like, read an article that interests you, read a book that interests you, go on a walk that interests you, take a road trip that interests you, take a course, whatever it is. Just follow that, expand that path, and you'll get there. And I guess the last thing is that if you're here right now, you're here for a really important fucking reason. It's really important. What you're here on earth to do is really important. And the path that you're here to do, you're worthy of. Obviously, it's what you came here to do. And anything that tells you that you're not is just this control, these patterns, this unconscious, the matrix, whatever you want to call it. So set yourself free. Set yourself free. That is what I wanted to share. All right. Today is the day I go to the hardware store here in France, and I am going to build some things in the van. I'm gonna channel how to do that. I haven't really built that many things in my life, but I'm gonna try. And then I'm going to take my mom on a road trip in the van. So we are going to the south of France in a little bit. And so she was in a hit and run accident. Her back is still healing from being broken. So I'm giving her my bed in the van, and I'm going to make a second bed in my van. It's not a Sprinter van, similar to a Sprinter van. And yeah, so life is beautiful. I miss home. I miss California, but I know I'm meant to be here because so much is happening. So much space is being made. So many patterns are being broken, disrupted to allow in new, which is important. And so if you're feeling like you have to change things up and go somewhere else or do something new, it doesn't mean you can't go back. It doesn't mean that like it's forever. It means that it's just part of your path, and it's going to support you in ways and give you what you need so that when you go back, if you do go back, you're different and you're more you and you're more in your power. And so that's kind of what I'm feeling right now, is like right now I can see myself going home at some point. Not anytime soon. I have a lot to see, a lot to do, a lot to be here, but I love my home. I love California, and I wouldn't have loved it this much if I didn't leave. I knew I loved it when I was there, but now I'm thinking about all the things that I didn't even realize I loved. And so it's a good experience. The discomfort isn't a bad thing. It's guiding us, it's shaping us, and it's helping us create. So let it guide you. All right, that's it. I will see you in tomorrow's video. If you like this one, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new here. Leave a comment if you feel called to do so. I'm sharing videos every single day. I've been doing so for over 2 months now, since New Year. So it's been a really fun experience. We've been together since I was in Switzerland, then to here to France, and then we went to Spain, and then to Portugal, and then back to Spain, and then back here. And then next will be Italy, I think. Maybe on a horse farm in Italy. There's this place where I could have my van and also help out with horses and go horseback riding. So I might do that for a month, but we'll see. So I will share more on that later, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Bye.